Well, guys, another beautiful brand new Monday has been given unto us. Special greetings to you from the Snow City in Canada. Now, today, I want us to have a discussion about what should necessitate a changing of program, that is, changing of our background in respect of our previous education. Now, let's start from the school. As an international student, the first thing you need to do is to apply to a college or to apply to a university in Canada. So after you have been issued an acceptance letter, then you use the acceptance letter with all other relevant documents to apply for your visa. Now, let's assume that somebody is a teacher. You are a teacher in Ghana, but you want to divert from being a teacher to come and do something relating to health or something relating to nursing in Canada. Now, for the schools, they have already set out the requirements that every international student must meet to be issued an acceptance, to be issued admission. So maybe if you want to come and study maybe um, palliative care, you want to study palliative care, the school should have stated that for somebody to study that course, one, you should complete a post-secondary education. You see, and the duration of your post-secondary education should be a minimum of maybe 1 year. So if you have already completed any post-secondary education in Ghana, in Africa, which is either 1 or more years, already you are qualified. The school will issue you admission. For the school, you can just cross carpet. Once you qualify, the school will give you admission. Now, getting the admission is not the most important thing as or on a journey of an international student. Getting admission is nothing. And it is not everybody who will get admission will be able to get visa. That is the reality. Getting visa is entirely different from getting admission or acceptance. And there is no guarantee that once you've been issued acceptance letter, you will be granted visa. Now, the major reality, the major fact about changing program is that you should be able to convince the visa officer on the relevance of the program you want to pursue to what you are already doing currently. You get that? So let's assume you are a teacher, and I've already cited the example already that you want to come and study palliative care. Ask yourself what you are doing currently. What you are doing currently. Maybe you are a teacher, and no, let me not even use palliative care. You are a teacher and you want to come and study uh, public health in Canada. I think this would be better. You are a teacher and you want to come and study public health in Canada. Now, the first question we should ask ourselves is, as a teacher, what are you currently doing in Africa? What are you doing? Maybe you are a teacher who is not in the classroom. You are a teacher, but you are not in the classroom. You are a teacher and you supervise other teachers. And during that supervision, there are sections that are open to you for you to even talk to teachers concerning things relating to health. You talk to teachers concerning things relating to health. So you talk to teachers and ask, or you talk to teachers, guiding them on things that they must do in the school to ensure that the students are safe. Things that teachers and students must do in all the schools in Africa to ensure that the spread of diseases are controlled. Things that teachers and students must do to ensure that if somebody is sick, he or she will not come to school to infest other teachers or to infest other colleagues to spread the diseases among them. So even though you are a teacher, you realize that your job does not really revolve around imparting knowledge in the classroom. Your work revolves around what? Giving education to teachers or other teachers and students relating to what? Health. Now, this teacher in question can easily apply to what? Public health program in Canada. You can apply to public health program in college, any program that has to do with what? Health promotion, health education. So you are applying to what? Public health. So you can apply to come and do masters in public health in Canada. You can apply to come and do a PhD in public health. So if you are writing your letter of explanation, you tell the visa officer that this and this and this that I have been doing as a teacher. These are my roles. Now, tell him that the program you are coming to study in Canada, the public health program I'm coming to study in Canada is the program responsibility is what? Or the program responsibilities are A, B, C, D. So the program I'm coming to study in Canada will benefit me in these ways. And it's actually going to improve upon the health education that I carry out around teachers and students. So in actual fact, you realize that even though you are a teacher, what you do is more than what teachers do. So the public health program you are coming to study in Canada will actually help you, will give you more knowledge about diseases, will give you more information about what even constitutes the spread of diseases, will give you more knowledge about what societies or communities must do to ensure that the spread of diseases among citizens, among let's say people living in that community will be what? Will be controlled. So it's not always hard and fast that what you are doing, you should apply to courses, you should apply to programs in the same field. So you must always have a reason to tell the visa officer. You must always have a reason to explain in your explanation letter as a way of convincing the visa officer. In this way, your visa can easily be approved. You see, now, if you are maybe a teacher who has a bachelor's education, but you want to apply for a public master's in public health, in your letter of motivation, you must give this explanation there. The explanation I've given, because your letter of intent must state why you are studying that program or why you want to study that program or what has motivated you to study that program. So you must tell them that maybe you want to become maybe a chef coordinator, maybe national health coordinator, chef coordinator for Ministry of Health. You get that? So as somebody who intends to be a Victor, I'm good to, as somebody who wants to be a chef coordinator or national chef coordinator for Ministry of Health, you must have an upper hand over the spread of diseases. You must really know much about what health control. So you explain to them that these are my long-term goals. So it is based on this premise that I want to pursue this program. Once they see relevance, once they see the need in respect of what you want to do, they will issue you the admission and probably they will even give you a scholarship. You see, so these are some of the things that you need to consider in terms of changing your programs. And what I have just stated is just one out of 1,001 reasons that you can use. So always make sure that what you are doing now, can there be any connection in what you are doing and the program you want to change to? you should be able to find a connection. If it's a master's program, find a connection to be able to what? Link them. If it's a program that is not a master's program, then you should be able to find a connection in what you are doing, your background or your experiences now, and the program you want to study, so that you can use that connection to convince the visa officer. Your explanation should always be very strong. Your explanation should be very strong, and you should not necessarily be worried that you are, maybe you have a PhD already. You are somebody in Ghana, you have a bachelor's, you have master's, and you have a PhD. Now, because you have a second intent of just relocating to Canada to just come and work, you are not necessarily coming to Canada to study, but the educational route is the easiest way of just coming to Canada. Don't be scared that already I have a PhD and I'm coming to study a program which is a certificate program. There is no hard and fast rule about that. You can easily change the program. You see, you can change the program and move from a PhD, which is the highest level of education, and study a certificate program. Tell the visa officer that even though I have a PhD, let me cite an example. Let me see those who are watching me now. Okay, let's say, no, I don't want to speak specifically to anybody, but I don't know Herbert Opoku. So let's say Herbert Opoku has masters in PhD in economics from University of Cape Coast, but Mr. Opoku doesn't want to study anything relating to economics again. So what can he do? He can actually apply to a certificate program in a college. That certificate program could be relating to management, maybe accounting. He should be able to convince the visa officer that even though I have PhD in economics in Ghana, I am teaching students aspects of economics, but I've realized that parts of economics in my area of work has to do with what? Management. And because I do not have much control over management aspects of what I'm teaching, I'm struggling. And I realize that I'm not teaching it up to perfection. So I want to now study a certificate program in management, which will be able to what? Help me improve upon the aspects of economics that have been imparting in students. Does this make sense to you? Yes, makes sense. So you will be able to convince the visa officer and you are good to go. See, if you are not interested in pursuing education, sit down, analyze your situation very well and see what you can easily do to convince the visa officer. It's a fact that not everybody who is able to apply and get acceptance to programs in Canada will be able to get visa. And especially if you are cross-carpeting, these are the basic things you must do. Sit down, analyze your situation, apply to the programs, and bingo, you are good to go. You get that? Now, this is what I just want to bring to you this morning. Think about it. If you realize that the content I've just shared is so engaging, share it to bless somebody. Tell somebody to come and like the page and have access to more of this. I see you, Victor. I see you, Madam Lydia. I see you, Mr. Opoku or Madam Miss Opoku. I see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.